Didn't sound anyone apart from Chiesa last summer, Danny, and that was forced upon him.
Yeah, but I focus more on him saying it's unacceptable. That's the key phrase. He acknowledges that and he knows the job. Like that is great to hear. No excuses, no hiding. It's unacceptable if Liverpool aren't in the Champions League.
And so it should be.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
And ultimately, if they're not in the Champions League next year, he'll probably pay the price. But they've still got the chance to have a wonderful season. You don't have to be the best team to win the Champions League. We've seen it time and time again. Liverpool, depending on the draw, Anfield factor, they're capable. They can win it. Not favourites, granted, but they can.
You're telling us they can win the Champions League?
Of course they can. So can 6 other teams. That's the reality.
On the current form?
Yeah. Not on current form. You wouldn't say they could, but you wouldn't expect them to roll over Real Madrid when they were playing awful, when they turned up at Anfield, would you? You know, you wouldn't expect them to go to Marseille and play as well as they did with Marseille's home record. It's.
You wouldn't expect them to lose 4-1 at home to PSV?
No, you wouldn't. That's a damn good point, Jim.
So,
and this is the inconsistency we've got. But yeah, we'll see. I think their better bet is getting some results in the league and trying to nick the 5th or 4th spot ahead of Chelsea or Man U.
I mean, Simon, I said in that introduction, if Klopp could survive a season without Champions League qualification, can Slot?
Well, Klopp delivered something to Liverpool that they had never been delivered, which was the Premier League title. So prior to that, indiscretion of not getting into the Premier League, into the Champions League, he had given Liverpool fans he'd reconnected the club back with its fans in a way that potentially previous managers hadn't done for some time.
But also, it's not just winning the title; it was also being in a title race near most seasons with City head to head, and also 3 Champions League finals. 3 Champions League finals is some going.
So what Slot achieved last season, how much does that count for?
A lot. Yeah, that's why he's got the backing. That's why he's got the backing now. But if they do, as I said before, and he knows, you can tell he knows it. If they don't get in the Champions League next year, I don't think they'll keep him.
Well, that's it. That is the feeling, Simon, isn't it? That if he doesn't qualify for the Champions League next season, sorry, Arne, but you're out.
I might be wrong.
I don't know what the Liverpool hierarchy's feeling is. I mean, none of us know because none of us are sitting amongst them.
No.
I mean, what we're talking about is background noise. And only Arne Slot and the Liverpool board know that if the currency he got for winning the Premier League last year with ostensibly someone else's team is good enough to carry him through a disappointing season. That disappointing season has manifested itself in a series of outcomes like the departure of Isak to injury after having spent an inordinate amount of time getting him. People will criticise them for not getting Mark Guehi and allowing Man City to steal through the door. But notwithstanding that, you know, there's no God, despite Liverpool's history and legacy and the achievements of the football, there's no God-given right for them to be in the Champions League. But yes, I think he's right. I think he's absolutely right. And I go with Danny. The takeaway from what I heard him was it's unacceptable. Or, you know, it's not where we would expect ourselves to be. It's still many a slip to its cup and lip. I don't think Liverpool will get in the Champions League qualifiers.
You don't?
No, I don't think they will. I think the sides that are there, and unless Aston Villa fall off a cliff, I think Chelsea will stay where they are, there and thereabouts. I think Man United possibly may stay where they are, there and thereabouts. So Liverpool have got to really shift. And the interesting thing about, you know, I know you made the PSV example of how they got battered by PSV. That was right in the middle of their malaise. Right in the middle of where they really were stutter-stepping left, right and centre. They've got themselves together a little bit now. So I think that they can do well in the European competition. I think it's perfectly plausible for Liverpool to win the Champions League.
But has he righted it? Have they got themselves together again? Even you doubt, with any great degree of certainty, Danny, that they'll go to Sunderland tonight and get something.
Well, they're definitely better. The form tells you that. They're not losing games as often. They're picking up more points. I mean, the run they went on was disastrous. Nobody saw that coming. And then they pulled themselves together and went on a decent run without losing a game, but drawing too many. The problem is with Liverpool at the moment is that within the same 90 minutes, you can see a brilliant part in the game and then a game where they're vulnerable and they look open.
Yeah.
And we never saw that the whole of last season from a defensive point of view. So what's happening is teams are playing Liverpool now and the fear factor's gone a bit. So you're seeing this kind of, a lot of the games are end-to-end. A lot of the games are one good half, one bad half. I mean, the City game was a great example.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, I mean, City are a great opposition, of course, with high-quality players.
No, but it's a good example.
It is.
And Slot was asked going into this game tonight in the North East if this was his toughest time in charge of Liverpool.
Yeah, that's fair to say. By a mile. Because all the other seasons I've managed, that there was only positives. There was never don't think I've ever lost 2 games in a row. So it's an exception this season for me as it is for the players. The players are not used to losing a lot or having a lot of draws. I'm not used to that as well, and it's always more of a challenge after you lose a game of football to get them going again than after a win tell them that we were not as good as they might think they are. So yeah, this season has been more challenging for me as well.
So it's uncharted territory for him and the team, isn't it?
Yeah, but what do really good leaders do is they learn from when they face adversity and handle situations, and they come through it. And I'm sure he has learned a lot about not just himself, the players he's got around him, who he can rely on. He's tweaked formations at times, which I like, trying to find a way, trying to find a balance, trying to find a resolve in the team when they're struggling. So he's got the capabilities, or he's got the opportunity, I should say, from now till the end of the season to still cement his position, create a good season. You know, they're still in the FA Cup, Champions League, as we were just talking about. You know, Liverpool to win the Champions League, can you imagine? I mean, everything will be forgotten. All the bad stuff's gone.
Yeah.
That's a league and a Champions League in your first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Stay as long as he wants then. And this is the fickleness of football, whether it's management, whether you're a player. It's just fine. It's small moments, small details. Things can go for you or against you just at a critical time. But there's still a lot of positive. There could still be a lot of positive.
Do they win tonight?
I think they do.
Simon?
Yeah, I got a feeling they will. I think Sunderland have done remarkably well, but someone's going to break this duck at the Stadium of Lights. And I think there's a distinct possibility there might be a rebound from Liverpool post the weekend.
Yeah.
Okay, Sunderland, Liverpool tonight, and it's a talkSPORT exclusive.